All right, guys. All right. Mic check 1, mic check 2. If you are watching this live stream back on the replay, take advantage of the chapters and skip ahead to the start of the show. I am still setting up and giving people some time to tune in. Yes, I am. All right, guys. I hope you had an awesome day in the markets, and I hope you had an even better day in life. The markets have been crazy. Yes, they have. They definitely been active. They've been active, but we gonna talk about it. We gonna get into it today. So let's go ahead and share this stream over on Facebook. Wait a minute. Let's launch the social stream ninja. Let's get that going. Let's check that. Yeah, okay, that's good. So delete that. All right, now let's share this stream over on Facebook. And then we can start the show at 11, just in case I get done earlier. We starting at 11. Okay, here we go. Got that. Go here. Share. We are live. All right, cool. We got everything set up for Facebook, so we can close that out. We got everything else ready to go. All right, guys, we just waiting on 11 at this point. We are just waiting on 11. I got everything set up. It's getting a lot better and a lot smoother being here on time at 10:55. They're having everything ready to go. Yes, it is. I'm excited about tonight's show. We got a couple of new companies we're going to cover tonight. And then I did my pre-show thing. I went through the website. Thank gosh I did, because it was terrible trying to find the benefits, but I got it. We're going to be good. We're going to be good. So we got about 2 minutes to showtime, guys. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to showtime. We had some earnings that we're going to cover tonight. So we're going to cover some, not the normal earnings, the notable earnings. Some other companies had earnings today that I think would be interesting to pay attention to. SpaceX is doing some stuff again. SpaceX is a trip. Elon is a trip. Oh, man. I don't think it was a coincidence that he launched a rocket on the day of earnings. I think that was, he's so theatrical, like with how he set stuff up to get the market to move with what he has going on. Like the other rocket, it was something going on important that day. I don't remember what it was, but the rocket failed. It didn't launch. Something was going on with it. But then on the day of the earnings announcement, which day still not profitable, by the way, they beat earnings because they didn't lose as much as people thought they were going to lose, but they still lost money. So he shoots a rocket and puts, what was it, 24? Don't quote me on it, look it up. But he puts the Starlink satellites in orbit on the day of earnings, and it was a successful launch and all of that. But then, if you look at the stock today, they took everything they gained yesterday back. Oh man, it's just comical in my opinion. I'm just anxious to see when this stops. I believe SpaceX is going to drop below $100. I just don't know when, because the theatrics get pulled every time it starts reaching that $100 mark. So we're going to see. We're going to see. All right, we can go ahead and start the show. So here we go. Welcome to Market Recap Live. I'm your host, Joseph Martin, and thank God. Oh, thank God. It's Wednesday, guys. It is Wednesday. And tonight we are taking a look at ticker SNDK. You might know them better as Sandisk. Sandisk Corporation was founded in 1988 by Eli Harari, Sanjay Mehrotra, and Jack Yuan. All right. with its first headquarters opening in Santa Clara, California. Now they're publicly traded on the NASDAQ and have a market value of nearly $200 billion. Yes, that's billion dollars. Sandisk is in the technology, hardware, storage, and peripherals industry in the information technology sector, and they are listed in the S&P 500 index. Some of Sandisk competitors are Micron Technology Incorporated, ticker MU, Seagate Technology, ticker STX, and Hewlett Packard Enterprise Company, ticker HPE. We're going to review Sandisk earnings, their website, and pull up the charts to perform a quick technical analysis. But before we do that, let's do our roll call and check our stream poll. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Let's get this chat going and tell us where you're tuning in from. Put a YT in the chat if you're tuning in from YouTube, FB for Facebook, and an X for X. While you guys are filling up the stream and the chat, here's the mission statement. We are building a community over here for people who want to take control of the financial situation by learning how to unlock the wealth building power of the stock market. And we are streaming Monday through Friday following trading sessions at 11 p.m. Eastern time. In the U.S. stock market, regular trading hours are 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time. And there's a link for the New York Stock Exchange calendar down in the description. Okay, let's get to it, guys. Let's get to these earnings. Bam. Bam, bam, bam. Are we good? I believe so. Let's go. Sandisk Corporation, ticker symbol SNDK, the $199 billion company, reported its fourth quarter 2026 earnings on Wednesday, August 5th. They have a 52-week high of $2,354.39, which took place on June 22nd, and a 52-week low of $40.53 that occurred on August 7th last year, which is a trading range of $2,313.86. And they closed today at $1,350.50. Sandisk earnings report beat on the top line, reporting revenue of $9 billion, which was higher than the market expectations of $8.3 billion. And they beat on the bottom line as revenue outperformance was driven by a mix of shift toward higher value customers and strong data center demand. EPS was higher than the analyst and market expectations of $34.96 when they reported an adjusted EPS of $39.25. Sandisk reported a GAAP net income of $6.9 billion, which is a swing to profitability compared to the $23 million net loss they reported this same quarter last year. The earnings were released after the market closed, followed by a 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time conference call. As far as guidance, management expects first quarter 2027 revenue to be in the range of $10.3 billion to $10.8 billion. That 52-week low compared to today's closing of $1,350.50 represents an increase of 3,232.1% in just under a year. So if someone invested $1,000 in August last year at that 52-week low of $40.53, guys, they would be seeing a gain of $32,321. All right, we did that. Now let's move on. And we have a chat as well. So let's look at that. Snight Bella, hey, what's up? YouTube, how do we find you on the other platforms? Let me pull this chat up. Here we go. Snight Bella, thank you for the comment and for tuning in. Oh, I think, guys, I'm gonna have to put the links down in the description. I'll give them to you later. But I believe I have all of my platform information on YouTube under Linktree. So guys, give me a second. Let me pull this up and see if I can find this for tonight. Bella, thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm about to go to my YouTube channel and see if I can find this for you. Yeah, I believe it's under Linktree. Yeah, here it is. So if you go to my main YouTube channel, go to the main channel. Let's pull this up so you can see it. Right under here where it says Linktree Original Greatness. If you click that, all of the platforms will be listed right here. Facebook, Instagram, X, and subscribe for Facebook. So that's how you find it, guys. All right, let's get back to the show. Where was I? So let's go here. We got chat up, put the like up, take the chat down for a second. Okay. We did that. All right. Researching a company. Let's talk about why we visit these company websites. We're looking at the visuals and text to find answers on to these key questions. What goods and or services does the company sell? How important are those goods and services to their customers? What makes this company stand out from the competition? And how well do they take care of their employees? Where we look, we search for those answers in 4 main areas: the homepage for the goods and or services, about us for purpose, vision, values, and mission statements, careers for employee benefits and opportunities, and investor relations for stock quotes, charts, and financial reports. And for your convenience, all companies featured in tonight's live stream are down in the description. All right, before we go to Sandisk website, we have another chat. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna still pull it up. So Night Bella, here we go. He said, great, got it. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's go to Sandisk's website. Let's go check that out. So let's go here, there, and there. And here we go, guys. Let's blow this up and let's get to it. Now, you already know we didn't cover Sandisk. I don't know how many times. I'm tired of saying this, but hey, they got earnings. Everybody want to know and talk about it. So here we go. We're going to go through this really fast, because I almost know this whole thing by heart, but let's go. So Sandisk, power your adventures, upgrade your semester. So they're promoting some stuff about school, about why you would need their storage, goods, and services and products and all that other good stuff. So create from anywhere, bring your entire game library. Storage, guys, it's just storage. A new platform for AI storage, featured content. And guys, we're at the bottom. And remember, links to these websites are down in the description for your convenience. So let's take me off the screen. Here are the links right here. So we're going to go to About Us. We're going to go to Careers, and we're going to go to Investors. So let's go to About Us. Put me back on the screen. Here we go. About us. At Sandisk, we keep people and businesses moving forward with inspired innovations to actualize their potential. Who we are, our vast portfolio of Flash products enables a seamless and simplified world of resilient data expression and storage. Got it. Our principles: innovation, sustainability, collaboration, and community, responsible leadership, innovation, propel progress. We believe the best way to predict the future is to build it. I like that. New era of NAND, the AI data cycle. Got it. Sustainability, invest in tomorrow. Powering people starts with protecting the planet. We are dedicated to responsible practices across the full scope of our supply chain, continually striving to go above and beyond to preserve and care for the world we all share through ambitious sustainability goals, shaping our business in service of tomorrow. Okay, guys, this is a lot of different stuff right here we can read through that Sandisk does to keep the sustainability, protecting the planet, guys. That's what I'm trying to say. Waste diversion, water conservation, emission reductions. This is the things they do to save the planet. That's that part. Okay, I got a little tongue tied, but there we go. Collaboration and community. Build better together. We create belonging in everything with everything we do. Okay, blog people, Team Sandisk, leadership, executive leaders. Here they are. Then we have the board of directors. Okay, got it, guys. We got it. Now we can go to careers and put me back on the screen. Here we go. And I am moving a little faster, guys, because I'm noticing we're spending too much time on these websites. So I'm going to start working on getting a little faster. Join Team Sandisk. Inspire and innovate one pixel at a time. We are an unstoppable team of innovators determined to win and united by a shared responsibility to build a brighter future that delivers value for our people, our customers, and our shareholders. Got it. Meet Sandisk, students and grads, and benefits. So that's where we're going to go after we finish browsing over this page. So our teams: finance, strategy, technology, engineering, global operations, people experience, legal and compliance, sales, and marketing. How we hire. I like when companies break down to prepare the candidates before they apply for the job. how the hiring process goes. And Sandisk is one of the companies that does that. Join the team, find the perfect role. Got it. Let's go back up here to the benefits. Here we go. Learn more. Helping you thrive. Holistic support keeps every part of your life running. To make sure that happens, we offer comprehensive benefits and wellness options to fit your life and needs. Here we go, guys. Take me off the screen so you can see that. Remember, links to this website are down in the description for your convenience. So here's healthcare, lifestyle, and well-being, and financial benefits. Okay, let's scroll down, see what we got. Okay, we're good. Put me back on the screen after we click this. Let's go to investors, guys. We're almost done. Put me back, at least with the website. So here are some stats about the company and our mission. Inspiration and innovation in motion. Sandisk delivers innovative flash solutions and advanced memory technologies that meet people and businesses at the intersection of their aspirations and the moment, enabling them to keep moving and pushing possibility forward. The stock information is right here at the top, so that's where we're going to click after we finish browsing over this page. So news releases, latest presentations, events, quick links. And they have the stock information here as well. And we're at the bottom of the page. So let's just click here. All right, I'm gonna do this drop down so you can see it. So here are other tools that are available for people on their website or investors on their website. Stock quote and chart. Here's the stock quote for Sandisk. And the chart, sometimes, guys, it takes a little bit to load up. I believe they outsource this with different companies. There it is. There we go. So we got it. I was chatting a little bit so we could wait for that to load. We're done with the website, guys. Now let's talk about the clients and partners of Sandisk. So here we go. Sandisk does have clients and partners that are listed in the S&P 500. Some notable names include Microsoft Corporation, ticker symbol S. Wait a minute, that's too fast. Microsoft Corporation, ticker symbol MSFT, Amazon.com Incorporated, ticker AMZN, and Meta Platforms Incorporated, ticker META. All right. Now, let's talk about the mobile limitations. Before we look at the charts, guys, remember, professionals trade from a computer, not a mobile device. Mobile trading apps are limited and don't have all the features that are available on full trading platforms. Now, let's look at Sandisk on the charts. Here we go. Bam. All right, guys. So here we are. We are looking at Sandisk on a 1-year daily chart. Okay, that's where we are with Sandisk. Take me off the screen. So here is their 52-week low of $40.53, which we talked about at the beginning of the show. And here's their 52-week high of $2,354.39. I know we have a lot of levels and different stuff going on, guys, but think about it. The company's been trading over $1,000, so that's a lot of different price points that this price can potentially go to. Okay, so we're going to break that down in a second. Let's go to the higher time frame. So now we're looking at a 10-year weekly chart, and we're still looking at Sandisk, of course. Now over here, guys, notice it doesn't go back to 2016. That's because Sandisk became its own division. Got to look that up or whatever. In 2025 in February, I believe. Yep, February 10th. So that's what we got there. So they have a 2-year low of $27.89 and a 2-year high of $2,354.39, which is also our current 52-week high. Okay, that's what we have there. Now, before we go back over to the lower time frame, I can put me back on the screen. I want to point out our 9-week simple moving average. So that's at $1,697.02, and we don't have an actual 200-week simple moving average yet because we don't have enough bars for that simple moving average to form yet. And I'll be specific to show you what I mean or give you more details about that. If I connect the first bar, come on, this trend line, I'm using the trend line tool to connect the first bar to the current bar on this week. Guys, we only have 78 bars, so it'll be a while as far as like weekly bars to get the simple moving average to form on this time frame. Okay, so let's remove that drawing. So this is going to be that trend line, correct? All right, get rid of that. Put me back on the screen. Take all these drawings down. Let's go back to the lower time frame and zoom in so we can focus on where Sandisk is right now. Come on, tools. Here we go. All right. So let's zoom in. We got Sandisk up there. Yes, we do. All right. Pull this over. No, we don't want to go that far because it's blocking what's going on. Ooh, them a lot of different levels. Ooh, that look busy. Oh, they were responding to those levels though. So I'm gonna make this make sense in a minute, guys. Let's work to get this going. Let's work to get this going. The first thing I want to point out is that Sandisk has dropped in after hours. So let's go there and work our way back to this particular chart so we can see where the price actually is right now. Okay, so right here we can see that Sandisk is trading around $245, not 200, $1,245, but they closed at $1,350.50. So they lost a little over $100 in extended hours. So let's go over to a lower time frame. So now we're going to look at a 5-day minute chart. So that's what we're looking at now. Here is the extended hours. This the section we're focused on right now. And notice now that we're zoomed in a little bit, looking at minutes instead of days, we can see the levels better, okay? So here's what I want to do. Let me show you about the extended hours, just in case you don't know. If you go to equities, if you can't see the extended hours on your chart, you have to click this box right here. Okay, I'm not going to take it off so you can see what it looks like without it, but you will click that box and then you'll see it. Now, already in extended hours, we can see that the price has been responding to some of the levels we already had on the charts. So right here was a support zone because the price was above it. So it broke through the lower end of that zone at $1,275.11. Then it actually came down to this support zone that we had between, I'm gonna go to edit properties. We got two of them there. Yeah, we got two rectangles there. So I'm gonna just focus on these price levels. $1,222.01 is the top of that zone, which is caught recently. But earlier, right after the market closed, when they announced the earnings, it came down and tested the bottom end of that support zone at $1,189.24, guys. So right now it's trading at $1,244. So let's go back to the higher time frame and I'm gonna put that number on the chart. So 1244, and that's going to be up around here. All right, so 1244, that's where Sandisk is trading at about now. So it's just above. So it is trading below. 1244 is trading below the 9-day simple moving average, and it's above the 200-day simple moving average at $861.34. The 9-day simple moving average is $1,265.30. So if the price stays down here, guys, we're going to get a gap down below this 9. So we have to look and see how Sandisk is going to respond to these earnings tomorrow. I definitely believe they're going to have a huge spike in volume because right now it's gap down. So from what I've seen about the news with Sandisk, it wasn't that them not beating earnings supposedly caused the price to come down. It was the future outlook. The guidance wasn't as strong as the market wanted it to be. So that's supposed to be the reason why Sandisk dropped after hours, okay? As far as putting new levels on the chart, I think we're good with what we have. We have more than enough. So right now, Sandisk is trading between, let me see, I don't know if I can even grab that after we didn't took the cursor off of it. Yeah, I don't think we can move that. So let's just go ahead and delete it. But that price level of where it's trading at right now is in this area right here, guys. Let me just put a price level there and do that. And then we'll go ahead and get the stock quote for Sandisk. So let's do this, get a price level. Come on, tool. There we go, price level. That's good enough. And then I'll do this. Go to edit. And then I'll just put current price. This is just about that area. And now it's at 43. And it's going to be moving during this extended hours a lot, guys. It's going to be moving a lot. And then it has a spread. So I'm going to just put 43.50, all right? 1,243.50. So that's the current price. That's where it's trading at right now. So we can see that it's in between the zone that we have on the charts. All right, so let's get the stock quote for Sandisk, and we can talk about the volume as well. So go to the settings, cut on the floating data box, go to apply. Got it. Here we go. So Sandisk opened today at $1,398.77. They had a high of $1,441.76. They had a low of $1,345, and they closed today at $1,350.50, which was a trading range of $96.76. Guys, the trading volume for today was 16 million shares of this stock was traded today. Is that a big deal? Is that a little deal? We about to find out. So let's go up here to the setting box settings, cut off my floating data box, take me off the screen, and let's talk about the average trading volume for Sandisk in a daily trading session. Guys, that's 13 million. That's what they normally do in a daily trading session. And today they did 16.3 million. So that's definitely above average. And then this green candle right here, so that's Tuesday's candle, they were above average as well. That was 14.6 million shares traded that day. So we see an increase in volume from Tuesday to today, and both of those days are above average. So we have that. Put me back on the screen. So erase some of this stuff. So let's talk about the volume percentile. Today's candle's volume was higher than 70.6% of the most recent 252 trading days volumes. To be exact, only 74 of those days had higher volume than today. We got it. We can move on, guys. So we done with Sandisk. Now let's talk about this. Let's go here, take that down, go here. We're good. Notable earnings released today. So here are a few companies that had earnings released today. That's notable. Of course, that's what I just said, but here we go. Uber Technologies Incorporated, ticker UBER, Eli Lilly and Company, ticker LLY, and the Walt Disney Company, ticker DIS. All right, now, community support. Back to the community. I would appreciate it very much if you guys share the stream, hit the like button, subscribe, and if you wish to send a monetary gift to support the content, Cash App and PayPal links are down in the description as well as on the ticker on the screen. And it takes $10 to become the first sponsor of tonight's show. There you go. Right down there. There you go. All right. Now, let's talk about the S&P 500 index. All right. Okay, let's look at what the S&P 500 index did today by using the SPY ETF. This ETF gives investors an opportunity to participate in the broader U.S. market by allowing them to own a percentage of each company inside the S&P 500 index. Let's go back to the charts. Bam, bam, bam. Take that down. SPY. Got it. Okay, guys. Let's zoom out, take some of these arrows and all this other stuff on here off. Go up here to our symbol box. Let's type in the SPY, SPY, bam, there we go. All right. Right now, we are looking at a 1-year daily chart for the SPY. They have a 52-week low of $627.04 and a 52-week high of $776.85. Guys, they hit a new 52-week high today, which we're going to talk about and discuss momentarily. But before we do that, let's go to a higher time frame. So now we are looking at a 10-year weekly chart for the SPY. Here is 2016. So we do have 10 years. Here's the 10-year low of $208.38, the 10-year high of $776.85, which is also our current 52-week high. Before we go back down to the lower time frame, let's talk about the simple moving average on the weekly chart. So the 9-week simple moving average is at $746.25. And our 200-day simple moving average is at $549.86. Now we can go ahead and go back down to the lower time frame. And now we are looking back at the 1-year daily chart. So let's zoom in on the current price action. This is going to be pretty quick, guys, because since it made a new high, we can pretty much be like, what's going on here? All right. So let's move this. We're going to move the last 52-week high, which was yesterday. They had hit a new 52-week high yesterday at $773.41. So now we're at $776.85. So we're just going to change that. So bam, we move that up. And yesterday, guys, this slipped past me. I don't know how I managed to miss this, but yesterday we had a gap and we didn't identify it and put that on the chart. So what we're going to do, we're going to use our rectangle tool, get Monday's high on this candle connected to Tuesday's low. Then we're going to edit the properties, extend this over to January 1st, 2027. And then we're going to make it yellow because that's what we do to identify our gaps on the charts on this channel. Now, so we have the previous 52-week high, if that makes sense. So the 2 52-week highs ago, okay? So we got Tuesday, we have today. Let's slow this down. So we got a new 52-week high today. The previous 52-week high was just yesterday. Before that, the 52-week high was $760.40. That's why this price level is here instead of on the low of this candle. So what we're going to do, we're going to change that price level to the low of this candle. So the low of that candle is $760.52, not 40. So I just explained that to you. So we're going to change this to the 52 cents. There we go. Got it. And then we're going to put the price level for the bottom of that support gap. The bottom of that gap was $758.58. So guys, that's where we are right now. If we wanted to look for some type of support, what we could do is use like the midpoint of this candle, because it is a nice size. It is a nice size candle. So the way we could do that is use the Fibonacci retracement and look at the midpoint of that candle as potential support. So that would be $765.93. Let me pull this down so you can see it. So that's the mid part of the body of Tuesday's daily candle, okay? If it was to pull back, we can see what the pullback would be. But that's not the full move. We just put the Fibonacci on the body of that candle, but the actual move started down here on this red candle. That's when the move started. So if you want to put the Fibonacci retracement there, that would be the bottom and that would be the top, and then we could do the pullback from there, okay? So that's what we have going on with the SPY. Now let's go ahead and get the stock quote for the SPY, and we can go ahead and move on. So here we go. Let's go to the settings. Then we go up here to the floating data box, and let's get the stock quote for the SPY. So the SPY opened today at $775.85. They had a high of $776.85. They had a low of $769.51, and they closed today at $769.79, which was a trading range of $7.34. Guys, the trading volume, 44.6 million shares of this ETF traded today. Is that a big deal? Is that a little deal? We about to find out. So let's go up here to the settings, cut off the floating data box, and then we're going to go over here. Take me off the screen. Here's the average trading daily volume for the SPY in a daily trading session. That is the highs. That's not the right one. Give me a second. Moving a little too fast. It's this one, guys. Here's the average trading volume for the SPY in the daily traded session. Average volume right there. You can see that clear as day. 71 million is the average shares they trade in a daily trading session. And today they did 44.6 million. Definitely below average. We came close to average yesterday when they traded 69.1 million shares on this green candle here. So this pullback and then making that new high was on lower than average volume, okay? So we can see that right there, clear as day. Put me back on the screen. Now, let's talk about the volume percentile. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, today's volume was only higher than 12.7% of those trading days. To be exact, only 32 of those days were lower than today's volume. DB days below, DA days above. That's what we got there. So I don't remember if we talked about this, so I'm going to go ahead and point this out now. The 9-day simple moving average is $748.43, and the 200-day simple moving average is $701.94. Okay, so that's what we have for the SPY, guys. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's go here. Bam. Take that down. Go there. Here. we good. All right, so here we go. Sector performance tracker, time to follow the money. Let's look at how each sector inside the S&P 500 index performed today by using the, wait a minute, wait a minute, I wasn't even reading. Give me 1 second. Time to follow the money. Let's look at each sector inside the S&P 500 index to see how they perform today. That's right. All right. So let's go back to the charts and let's look at it. So we go here, put that up there, take the light down. Should have did that the other way, but we got it. We got it. Don't panic. Here we go. All right. So let's change this grid. Let's start there. Sector performance tracker. There we go. So we have that pulled up. We'll pull our notes up in a second. Let's just start from here. So we're looking at the percentage change for the SPY and all of the 11 sectors inside the SPY right now. So let's talk about it. So the SPY is down 0.2%. Energy is down 2.1%. Materials up 1.2%. Industrials looks flat, but we'll talk about that in a second. Consumer discretionary is up 0.3%. Consumer staples is down 0.1%. Healthcare is up 1.3%. Financials is up 0.2%. Information technology is down 0.5%. Communication services is down 1%. Utilities is down 1%. And real estate is up 0.1%. All right. Now, let's get more specific. So it looks like industrials were flat. So now we're going to pull over our watch list. Our watch list has the SPY in it in all the 11 sectors using the State Street ETFs. Okay. So we can see the 2 decimal spaces now, so we can see what's going on with industrials. So XLI, guys, they're down 0.03%. And with it rounding it off, it looked flat. Okay. Now let's pull up our notes. And I already filled it out, guys. So we're going to go through this pretty quickly. So our top 3 gainers for today. Our first gainer is healthcare, ticker XLV, up 1.3%. Our second biggest gainer today is materials, ticker XLB, up 1.2%. Third biggest gainer today is consumer discretionary, ticker XLY. They're up 0.3%. Now let's talk about our top 3 biggest gainers, losers. Oh, let me slow down. Let's talk about our top 3 biggest losers today. Now let's talk about the losers now. So energy, ticker XLE, they're down 2.1%. Communication services, ticker XLC, is down 1%. And utilities, XLU, is down 1%, and that's because it's rounded. So let's be specific and go over here. So we're going to put this in ascending order, and now we can see specifically with the 2 decimal places. So communication services is down 1.04%, and utilities is down. Wait a minute, I was moving too fast, guys. Let me see what I got over here. Yeah, that's right. Communication service and utilities. Got it. Yep, that's it. So our third biggest loser today was utilities, and they're down 1.02% today. All right, so we have that in our notes now. So now we have 3 days we can look at as we go through these highlights in our notes. So let's go to both. Let's get that going. And now let's go through each sector. All right, so now we're looking at communication services. So they were our biggest gainer on Monday and our number 2 loser today. So that's communication services. Consumer discretionary, they were our third biggest gainer on Monday and our third biggest gainer on Wednesday. Consumer staples, they were our second biggest loser on Monday. Energy showed up 3 times this week. They were our biggest loser on Monday, our number 2 loser on Tuesday, and our number 1 loser today, guys. So energy is moving to the downside for sure. Financials is quiet. They're not in the top 3 or the bottom 3. None of the days. Okay. So now we have healthcare. Healthcare, third biggest loser on Monday, third biggest loser on Tuesday, and our number 1 gainer today. And today was a bigger percentage gain than these losses that they had on Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so healthcare showed up 3 times. Industrials. Industrials was our number 2 gainer on Monday and our number 3 gainer on Tuesday. Information technology, our number 1 gainer on Tuesday. And what were they today? XLK, they were our 4th biggest loser today, down 0.53%. Okay, now materials. Materials was our number 2 gainer on Tuesday and our number 2 gainer on Wednesday. Real estate, quiet. Utilities, number 1 loser on Tuesday and number 3 loser today. All right, guys, so that's what we got for our notes for the sector performance, looking at how these sectors are performing and all that other good stuff. So we checked that out. We've been tracking it for this week. So we got that going. 2 more days left, and then we can see how that's going when we talk about it on the weekly recap live this Sunday. Let's talk about this. Let's move here, take that down, go here, bam, bam, good. All right, biggest gainers and losers. Now let's look at the S&P 500 biggest gainer and loser of the day. And first, we're going to look at the loser so we can end the night on a high note. All right, so let's go back to the charts. Bam, bam, go there. We can leave like up. Okay, so what we're doing now, guys, let's change this grid to pro market close, collapse this, go to market watch tab. We're already under the quotes sub tab, so that's where we headed. We have the S&P 500 watch list pulled up. It is in ascending order, so we have the biggest loser at the top, guys. The biggest loser for today is ticker PODD, Insulet Corporation. Guys, this company lost 20.12%. Their previous close was $166.82, and they closed today at $133.26. Let's do a hypothetical. Pull up the calculator. And let's say somebody invested, let's use $1,500 today, $1,500, and they lost that 20.12%. We negate that, hit the percentage, turn it to a decimal. They would have lost $301.80 of their investment. We add the principal back to it, the $1,500, and it'll tell us what they'll have left. They'll have $1,198.20 left of their $1,500. So we got that. All right, so we do have that selected. Take these drawings down. Let's select PODD. And now we can go over to the Analyze tab. All right, we have them pulled up. Guys, Insulet Corporation is in the healthcare sector. So we're going to see how that sector performed, how that industry and sub-industry that ticker PODD is inside of Insulet Corporation. So let's go ahead and start looking at that. So let's go to the Market Watch tab. Then we're going to go to the Visualize sub tab. And we can take me off the screen. And we're going to take the sponsor down momentarily because it blocks the heat map. Notice that. All right, so we're looking for healthcare, guys. Healthcare is right here. So bam, we're in that sector. Now we are looking for PODD. Now, if I found them, they're right here. So they're in the healthcare equipment and supplies industry. Bam. So now that we are in here, they are in the healthcare equipment sub industry. So we got it, guys. Now let me pull this over and let me point out the sector, the industry, and the sub industry so we can get that really quick. So they are in the healthcare sector. They're in the healthcare equipment and supplies industry. And then they are in the healthcare equipment sub industry. We used to use the arrows. Now I'm trying the boxes, guys. Okay. So that's where they are. And it looks like a mix in this sub industry today. Let's back out and go to healthcare equipment and supplies. So now we're looking at 2 sub industries inside of this industry, which is the healthcare equipment and supplies. And I'm still seeing like a mix, guys. So now when we go back to healthcare, now if we look at the whole sector, it seems more green than red to me. And if we go to our notes, pull those up real quick, and then change this to healthcare to make it stand out. Today, healthcare is our number 1 gainer, up 1.3%. And when we look at this sector, we can see that it's more green than red. And not only that, the company that's the biggest loser today happens to be in the sector that's performing great. That's crazy. All right. So we're back over here at the Analyze tab. We're back under the Analyze tab, and let's talk about Insulet Corporation under the company profile before we visit their website. Okay, so here's a link to their website. It's also down in the description for your convenience. Let's read this and then we'll go to the website. Insulet Corporation develops, manufactures, and sells insulin delivery systems for people with insulin-dependent diabetes in the United States and internationally. Bam, I got it. We got it. Now we can go ahead and go to their website, which is right here. Got it. And guys, I went through this earlier, so this is going to be a breeze. We're going to make this a breeze. So let's browse over the homepage, and then I know exactly where we need to go. All right. A world where diabetes demands less every day, everywhere. Born of empathy, driven by ingenuity, proven by science, we transform the lives of people with diabetes. We're Insulet, the maker of Omnipod. Okay, how can we help you? Growing responsibility. Okay, here's some stats about the company. Omnipod by Insulet. So there's an app you can download to the phone for the customers. I find the positive impact that we make in people's lives to be very fulfilling, and I thrive in the fast-paced work environment. So this is the director of life cycle engineering, making a difference, engineering next generation medical devices, always innovating, mindful of our impact. More from Insulet. Sustainability, about Insulet, and careers. Okay, where we're going to go, we're going to go right up here where it says about Insulet, and we're going to go to about Insulet and our mission. So let's go here first. About Insulet. Insulet is an innovative medical device company transforming the lives of people with diabetes and other conditions through its Omnipod delivery system. Got it. We read that part already. Our leadership, our history, growth with purpose, a global presence. More from Insulet. All right, now let's go to our mission. Our mission. The work we do is deeply personal because so many of us are touched by diabetes. We envision a world where diabetes demands less every day, everywhere, as we work tirelessly to advocate for our podders, as our customers are affectionately known, and the diabetes community. Got it. We read this already. They repeated that again. A dedicated team, knowing what we build helps people live with more freedom and confidence, is incredibly motivating. It's rare to work on something that brings together purpose, technology, and human impact so clearly. General manager of DACH. Okay, so we got that. Now we're going to go to working at Insulet. Okay. So they have, this is the information about the careers. I want to move a little bit faster on this website, so we're not going to go through all that. I know exactly where to go for the benefits. So we go to supporting you. We're going to go right there. So supporting you, we invest in you. Insulet provides the resources and support you need to thrive at work and at home. Okay, providing flexibility, your pay and benefits. So guys, this is all the benefit information that I've been able to find on the website. So it's a little limited and vague, but that's where you find it. Okay, and if you're still tuning in or you're tuning in, please hit that like button. It helps out tremendously. I appreciate you. Shock me and let's get 10 likes on this video and consider subscribing to the channel. All right, so we did that. Now we can go to investors, guys. Bam. Let's make sure we zoomed in and we look zoomed out. We're good. There's 150. Okay, investor relations. So we can see the stock information right there about Insulet. So we read that before, but this looks a little different. Insulet Corporation is an innovative medical device company based in Acton, Massachusetts. Acton, Massachusetts. It was founded in 2000 with the mission of improving the lives of people with diabetes, specifically through our revolutionary Omnipod insulin management system. We seek to expand the use of insulin pump therapy. All right, latest news, upcoming events, past events, latest financial results, and we're at the bottom. The stock information we need is right here, guys. So we have stock quote, stock chart, and other tools for investors. Let's go to stock quote, and there we go, guys. And the stock chart loaded up. They did very well. That was cool. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and go here and talk about what I found in my research about the company. So here we go. Charles. Wait a minute. Let me check something, guys. Ooh, give me a second. Okay, I got it in here, but I got the gainer in the wrong spot. I got it mixed backwards, but we got it. So here's Insulet Corporation, ticker PODD. When it comes to their goods and services, they manage automated insulin delivery across type 1, type 2, and intensive insulin markets, offering solutions such as, number one, complete wearable pod options, including Omnipod 5 and Omnipod Dash for insulin-dependent patients. Number two, scalable digital management products, including smartphone applications, automated algorithms, and cloud tracking for healthcare providers. Number three, and optimized drug delivery systems tailored for specialized pharmaceutical partnerships, clinical trials, and customized dosing. Looking at their S&P 500 clients and partners, notable names include Eli Lilly and Company, ticker LLY, Dexcom Incorporated, ticker DXCM, and Abbott Laboratories, ticker ABT. Now, let's look at Insulet on the charts. And now that I said that, let me back this up. So when we go to the biggest gainer, we'll have this information here. Let me go back. So this will be ready. All right, there we go. Now let's go to the charts. Bam, bam. We already had that ticker up, but we don't have the charts. There we go. Pod. Now, I don't remember if we covered this company before. It looks like we didn't because I don't have no technicals on the screen. So here we go. We are looking at PODD, Insulet Corporation. We're looking at a 1-year daily chart. Guys, they have a 52-week high of $354.88. They have a 52-week low of $126.40. And it looks like they had earnings today that was announced before the market opened. So that could explain why they had such a big move today. So let's take some of this stuff off the screen and let's go to a higher time frame. So now we are looking at a 10-year weekly chart. And it does go back to 2016. So they have a 10-year low. You didn't see me put that arrow there, so I'll take it off so you can see it. Here is 2016. Couldn't see it because I was on the screen. Here's their 10-year low of $30.69 and their 10-year high of $354.88, which is also the 52-week high. Guys, this is crazy to the downside. Okay, crazy. That's coming down clear as day. So let's start doing some of the technicals on the higher time frame. Let's erase some of this stuff. So one of the first things that's standing out to me, let's talk about the 9-week simple moving average coming in at $156.16. The 200-week simple moving average is at $244.38. So once it broke through that, guys, it broke through it with a vengeance. This 200-week simple moving average right there, okay? Put me back on the screen and let's start getting some of these levels. With the price action being right here, guys, this is very interesting. So I'm going to put a few levels on here from the higher time frame. Let's start with this. Let's undo what I just did there. Let's put the cursor back up and let's go to get some price levels. Okay, right here, guys. This low on, can you see it? Yeah, March 23rd, 2020. We're going to use that as the support. So that's $129.09. We can also see that this week has responded to that as support so far. We still have 2 days left in this week, but so far it's responded to it. We can see that it responded to that price level in 2023, 2020, and it was acting as resistance in 2019. You can't see that because I'm in the way, but that's what I just put right here. You couldn't see it. It was behind me. This 2019, 2020, and 2023 that price level was responded to. Right here, it acted as resistance before it was able to get through it. Okay, so we have that on the higher time frame. Then we can see that we have 2 weeks over here that's responding to around 171.62, and I'm looking to the right to see how many times. Okay, this is the candle I want to use. I want to use the low on this week right here. If we use that one, we can see that crosses more candles if we use that one. So it was resistance here, finally got above it for for a few weeks. Then it was tested as support here, support and resistance here, and it kind of traded through it here. So it was more so like a zone in this area, but it respected it as resistance more recently. Okay, so I think we're good on the higher time frames, but I just wanted to go through that and let you see what I was seeing on the higher time frame. And now we can go ahead and go back down to our 1 year daily chart. So guys, that looks like a recent price level that it was responding to, kind of trading sideways down here. So that is going to be 91.75. We can see it responding to it as resistance and support before it closed below it. And we have a gap here between March 12th and March 13th. It wasn't closed all the way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put that gap there. I don't want us to take too long, guys. So I'm using the rectangle tool. There's the gap. I'm going to extend it over to January 1st, 2027. Yeah. All right. And then I'm going to make it yellow, even though it's been partially filled. I just want to identify that that's a gap. And we can also see that the 200-day simple moving average is crossing that area as well. So yeah, we can see that that gap has been filled or close to it with the high of this candle right here. So I'm going to put two price levels here. Here's the low end of the gap and here's the top end of the gap. So that's 230.43 and then 234. Okay. So we have that as potential resistance. And right now with the price trading down here, it found support near that 129.09, making a new 52-week low of $126.40. So it did close back above that area of resistance though. Yeah, guys. It looks like this was potential resistance and support. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and just focus on the gap that happened today. And I'm going to be happy with that. So we're going to use the rectangle tool, connect yesterday's low to today's high. There's our gap down. Let's go ahead and extend this over to January 1st, 2027. Then we're going to make this yellow to identify that that was a gap. Click OK, get our price level for the bottom. So that's the high of today and the low of yesterday. Now notice that that gap high of today's candle, but the low end of that window or the gap, it was also tested as support back here on June 22nd. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing from my technical, guys. We also have a gap over here. Can you see it? So that could potentially be resistance if it starts to come back up as well. Just keep an eye on that. I'm not going to draw that because I want to move a little faster, but I just wanted to point that out. Okay. All right, now let's go ahead and get our stock quote for Insulet Corporation. So let's go up here to settings, click on the floating data box, click apply. And what we're looking at here, guys, ticker PODD opened today at $128. They had a high of $138.41. They had a low of $126.40. And they closed today at $133.26, which was a trading range of $12.01. Guys, they traded 7.1 million shares of the stock today. And this seemed to be a spike in volume for them. So I'm interested to know what the average daily trading volume is for this company. So let's go ahead and take me off the screen after we cut off the floating data box. There we go. So the average trading volume for Insulet Corporation in a daily trading session, guys, is only 1 million shares. It's only 1 million shares in a daily trading session they usually trade. So they did 7 times what they normally do today. 7 times. And then yesterday they traded 1.7 million shares on this kind of doji-ish, spinning top-ish candle right there for Tuesday. And it closed above the 9-day that day, the 9-day simple moving average, but just below that area of resistance at $168.38. And then boom, that gap down. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I know this be hurting some people. Be hurting some people. All right, now, not surprised. They did 7 times what they normally do. Guys, look at what the volume percentage is. 100%. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, none of those days had higher volume than today's volume. 0. There we go. So we see it. We got it. And guys, we can move on. We good. We done with Insulet Corporation. I don't remember if we talked about the simple moving average prices though. So let's cover that. So the 9-day simple moving average is $163.02, and the 200-day simple moving average is $229.76. Now we're done. Now we can go ahead and move on. So let's go back to the Market Watch tab. Let's zoom this back out to the S&P 500, collapse this a little bit, go back to quotes, put this in descending order. Now we have it, guys. So the biggest gainer for today is ticker CRL, Charles River Laboratories International. Can you guess what sector that's in? So, excuse me. They had a percentage change of 11.36%. They gained 11.36%. Let me make this box a little bit better. They gained 11.36%. Their previous close was $234.12, and they closed today at $260.72. Let's do a hypothetical, pull up the calculator, clear this out. I believe we're using 1,500. So if somebody invested $1,500 and they got that 11.36% gain, we hit that percentage, turn it into a decimal, they would have gained $170.40. We add this to the $1,500 principal, and their total investment would have grown to $1,670.40. Bada boom, bada bing. We are done with that. Now I'll take this off the screen. Let's select ticker CRL, and let's go to the Analyze tab. Guys, we can see the CRL is in the healthcare sector. So we're going to see, again, we're going to go back to where we were, but we're going to see what industry and sub-industry CRL is in. They might be in a different industry, even though they're in the same sector. And they're the biggest gainer. And remember what our notes said. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's go over to the Market Watch tab. And let's go to the Visualize sub tab. So we're going back to healthcare right over here. Bam. We're looking for CRL, guys. CRL. I don't see it here. I don't see it here. I don't see it there. CRL. I found it. So it's down here in life sciences, tools, and services. So that's the industry that they are inside of. Pod was in healthcare equipment and supplies. So it's definitely in a different industry. So here we go. Guys, what do we see? We see more green than we see red. We have 2 reds out of 8 greens. I counted that pretty quick. I'm proud of myself. Now, the sub-industry is the same as the industry. So I'll show you that right over here. Expand this a little bit. We select it. There we go. So life sciences, tools, and services is the industry and the title of the sub industry. And it's the same companies. And this is in the healthcare sector, guys. So let's back out to the S&P 500, go back to healthcare. So that's what we had going on there. And let me pull up our notes as a reminder, because I just was talking about that. So remember, healthcare was our #1 gainer today. So this showed us that healthcare is definitely moving. Our biggest loser, as far as a company, was in the healthcare sector, and the biggest gainer was in the healthcare sector. Okay, so we saw that today. We found that. Take me back off the screen. Let's go over here to the Analyze tab. Go down to the company profile. Before we visit Charles River Laboratories International, before we visit their website, let's talk about this company. So here's the official name of the company, Charles River Laboratories International Incorporated. Link to their website is here. Also down in the description for your convenience. Let's read a little bit about the company and move on. Charles River Laboratories International Incorporated provides drug discovery, non-clinical development, and safety testing services in the United States, Europe, Canada, the Asia Pacific, and internationally. Bam, we got it. Let's go here. Let's go to their website. Okay, and let me read my notes, because I had to go through here as well, because they had their stuff in some crazy places to find what we needed. But I think I'm gonna be good. I think I'm gonna remember it as we go through it. If I get lost, I'll go to my notes. Okay, so we go to the home page. We weren't even on the homepage. Okay, so here we go, guys. We're on the homepage of Charles River Laboratories International Incorporated, okay? We're gonna browse over this homepage, and then we're gonna go directly to where we need to go. I have it in my notes. If I have to read it to use it, then we're gonna use it, but we wanna get through this quickly. So transform possibilities into breakthroughs because every moment matters. That's a video there. So a position of responsibility, bringing and sustaining vital drugs to market safety and as quickly as possible. So this is moving, guys. So I'm not going to read this because as soon as I start reading, it might change. But I think it's scrolling through these things at the bottom. You can see this moving. So these are different stats about the company. Sounds of Science podcast, news and insights. This is your moment. So I think this is about careers. Our people are the heart of our organization. Their passion and skills are critical to our success and achieving our purpose of creating healthier lives. Events and training, supporting the full drug discovery and development continuum. Basic research. This is a lot of different clicking, guys. Remember, links are down in the description for your convenience. Knock yourself out. All right, now we go back to the top. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. Right up here, guys, we go to company. So they have our story. We'll go there. Charles River, benefit careers, our purpose. Okay. So we went to our story. At Charles River, we're dedicated to helping you accelerate research and drug development because every moment matters. Our journey and evolution. So here's some stats about the company. This is what I wanted. So our purpose, I'm going to read one sentence of the first two. At Charles River, our purpose is clear to create healthier lives through world-class science and an unparalleled portfolio of solutions. Our promise, responsibility bringing new therapies to patients, is a journey filled with complexity, but also with extraordinary potential. Transform possibility, and I believe we just read something like that. Basic research, some more stats about the company, drug development, new approach methodologies, global manufacturing, because every moment matters. Accelerating the development of life-changing therapies for patients is at the core of what we do. Sounds of Science podcast. We talked about that. This is your moment. That's the careers again. Okay, let's go to the top. Now, where we need to go, I believe we go to, it says, okay, so what we're looking for is going to be under careers. So everything we were looking for, we already found as far as like their promise and their purpose. We just read that. So now we're looking for the benefits. So that's going to be right here under careers. So after we go to careers, they have another about us at the top. This was really confusing. I'm glad I went to this before we did the live stream. Put me back on the screen. So right up here where it says about us, the benefits are going to be under here. Let me read this first and then we'll get to the benefits. Life is what we're all about. At Charles River, we are passionate about improving the quality of people's lives. Our mission, our scientific leadership, and our strong sense of purpose will guide us in all that we do, and our approach each day with the knowledge that our work helps to improve the health and well-being of people around the globe. Got it. Okay, what is oh, we're not reading all that. I'm browsing over it, guys, because I know it's in this area. Here it is, supporting your well-being. Here are the benefits, okay? So we got that. Take me off the screen. Remember, links to the website are down in the description for your convenience if you want to read through this a little bit further. But I want to speed up a little bit. Please like the channel. Help me get to 10 likes tonight. Surprise me, shock me. Let me know that what I'm doing is paying off and helping. And consider subscribing to the channel. All right, so we did that. Now let's go to investor relations. So we can go right up here to about us. No. Let's close this out because this took us outside the link. So we go back here. Take me, I'm already off the screen. Down here where it says investor relations. So that's how we go there. Yeah, guys, every website is a little bit different. Some a little crazier than others, but woo, this one was crazy. I had to take notes. I'm like, what the heck do they put this all types of crazy? All right, so investor relations, we're going to scroll over this. Here's the stock quote right at the top. Is this a hyperlink? Now, I did not look. Okay, here it is. So stock information is over here to the left. So let's go ahead and scroll over this page and then we'll click that in a second. Corporate citizenship report, news releases, upcoming events. Guys, good. We're at the bottom. Take me off the screen just in case I'm blocking it. Right here where it says stock information. Bam. Is that where we just were? Okay, here's the stock quote, but it doesn't look like they have a chart, guys. Doesn't look like I have a chart on there. Here it is, stock chart. Gotta read, man, just read. Look like it's gonna take a minute to load up. So right here, guys, these little tabs, we done blew the screen up and everything. We done zoomed in and this stuff is still tiny. We're at 150%. Yeah. And that's usually what we have on. But there's the chart and other tools for investors. All right, now let's read about this, what I got in my notes about the company. So let's go here. Charles River Laboratories International Incorporated, ticker CRL. When it comes to their goods and services, they manage laboratory research services across the pharmaceutical, biotechnology, and academic research markets, offering solutions such as, number one, complete drug discovery options, including target identification and lead optimization for biopharmaceutical researchers. Number two, scalable safety assessment products, including toxicology testing, pathology, and bioanalysis for clinical developers. And number three, optimized manufacturing support systems tailored for quality control, endotoxin testing, and cell therapy. Looking at the S&P 500 clients and partners, guys, notable names include Pfizer Incorporated, ticker PFE, Bristol Myers Squibb Company, ticker BMY, and Eli Lilly and Company, ticker LLY. Now, let's look at Charles River Laboratories on the charts. Here we go. Go there. Put that up. We already had a ticker up. Cool. So let's go over here to the charts. We're doing pretty good today, guys. We're doing pretty good. So here is CRL on the charts. And here we are looking at a 1 year daily chart, guys. They have a 52-week low of $144.96 and a 52-week high of $267.99, guys. And that looked like that happened today. That happened today. Okay. So now that we got this on the 1 year daily chart, let's go ahead and go to a higher time frame. So now we're looking at the 10-year weekly chart. Let's check to see if we got 2016. We absolutely do. So they have a 10-year low of $67.20. They have a 10-year high of $460.21. Woo! Yeah, guys, they pulled down in 2022. Yes, they did. Okay, let's undo that real quick. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, we can put me back on the screen too. So let's talk about the 9-week simple moving average, guys. That's at $221.84. So right now, this week's candle is trading above that simple moving average, and it's trading above the 200-week simple moving average at $195.56. The current price, or at least where the market closed, was at $260.72. Now, let's look for some price levels on this higher time frame before we go down to the 1 year daily chart. It didn't quite reach. Oh, it's a few different things I'm seeing right now that's standing out to potentially be why this stock stalled out right here today. And we still got 2 days left on the weekly chart, okay? But let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's take a lot of these drawings off. Let's zoom in and focus on this. So let's zoom in on this area. Right here, guys, we have a gap between these weeks. So I'm going to identify this gap. So that was the week of March. That's not March, that's April. April 18th of 2022. And then the following week was April 25th, 2022. So there is the gap down. I'm going to edit the properties and take this over to, as you know, 2027, January 1st. And I'm going to make it yellow for right now. I believe it's been filled, but I just want it to stand out for right now because see, it was filled here. So it's not technically a gap anymore, but old gaps turn into support and resistance. They tend to turn into support and resistance later on. And we can see that is stalled out within that area. So I was going to put a price level right here on this high, and that would have worked as well. But I'm going to go ahead and identify this gap as a resistance zone. I'm going to use that as a zone because I'm seeing that it stalled out in that zone a couple of times and before it. So that was 2023. It wasn't able to really get inside that zone. And then in 2024, it wasn't able to get past that zone. And now it's testing that zone again in 2026. All right. So that's what I have as resistance right now. If I wanted to put some support on the higher time frame, guys, it's kind of interesting because you got these highs here on these weeks. I'm going to say this is interesting because it's like a zone. To me, it's more of a zone than a price level, but I don't want to take too long. This is our last company we're going over right now, so I'm just going to put a price level there. But if I wanted to catch a little bit more of what was going on, that would be another zone to me. But I think we're good on a higher time frame. I'm going to put one more level of support, and we can see that it's responding to that here a lot of weeks. It was riding at $146.19 for dear life for a lot of weeks last year and this year. Okay. So that's what I have on the higher time frame. Let's go ahead and go to the 1 year daily chart. We can take those drawings off, and now we can see some of the price levels that we put. We can see it, guys. We can see it. Take me off the screen so you can see it. Back here, the 52-week low was testing what we saw. Okay, so we got that. Let's talk about the simple moving average. So here's the 9-day simple moving average coming in at 235.44. The 200-day simple moving average coming in at 188.26. Currently it's trading above both of those, clear as day. And we have a recent gap between Tuesday and today. Did they have earnings today? It looks like it. So let's check that out. So yeah, guys, they announced earnings today before the market opened as well. So both of our biggest movers, both had earnings today, and both of them were in the healthcare sector. So let's use the rectangle tool. Let's identify this gap and let's do our thing. Turn it yellow, extend this over to January 1st of 2027. So we have that. Let's get our price levels. So we have the high of Tuesday and the low of Wednesday. There we go, guys. That's our price levels. Those are our gaps. I'm also, and you know, I like to see the simple moving averages as support. So we have way more than enough supports for right now. As far as resistance, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. Let's go back and let's see if we missed anything. I was about to say anything. Anything. Oh, man. All right, let me take me off the screen. Here's a potential resistance, guys. I'm seeing this right here. So if we put it on the high of that candle, that crosses a few of these weekly candles. Okay. So that's 303.79. That's to give me another area of resistance on the higher time frame, even though that's a nice little distance from where it is right now. But that's what I got from the higher time frame. Put me back on the screen. Let's zoom in a little bit and let's get the stock quote for Charles River Laboratories International. I can zoom in better than that. Let's get these candles a little bit bigger. Ooh, this is a nuisance. Let's use this. This will fatten them up. There we go. All right, we're good. Let's go to the settings. Let's cut on our floating data box and let's talk about it. So ticker CRL, Charles River Laboratories International Incorporated. Long name. It's almost across my whole screen. They opened today at $267.99. They had a high of $269.99. Guys, that's a shaven head candle. That is a shaven head candle. The open and the high are the exact same price. There's another name for that candle too. I can't think of it right now. Oh, I need to get back into my reading. But yeah, that's significant. It opened and went whoop. And it came all the way down to test that. Well, it didn't test that because we used this to create that gap. But it came down, but it was able to come right back up there and close within that gap we got from the higher time frame, guys. It was able to come back up in there. Okay, so we got that. Let's finish reading this. So they had a low of $252.07, and they closed today at $260.72, which was a trading range of $15.92. Now, let's talk about the trading volume. They traded 1.7 million shares of this stock today on earnings. Now, we know that earnings cause stocks to trade above average. Guys, I'm guessing that this stock don't even trade a million shares in a regular daily trading session. But we about to figure it out. So let's go up here to the settings, cut the floating data box off, take me off the screen, and let's talk about it. So the average trading volume for this company in a daily trading session is 930,000, not million, 930,000 shares in a daily trading session. That's what they do on average. They did 1.7 million today. So it's definitely above average. And then on Tuesday, they did 1.1 million. So this doji right there for Tuesday was above average volume as well. We can go ahead and put me back on the screen. Let's talk about the volume percentile. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, today's volume on this candle up here, this candle, was higher than 96% of those trading days, which means, or to be more exact, only 10 of those most recent 252 trading days had higher volume than today. Okay, so that's what we have for Charles River Laboratories International Incorporated. And guess what? We done. We are done. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's go here, take that down, go here, take that down, go here. Did it even change? No, it didn't. There we go. There we go. We good. We moving on, guys. We can go ahead and close this show. So you already know. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you earn something. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. This Sunday, August 9th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we're reviewing this week's biggest gainers and losers, market sentiment, market volatility, S&P 500 sector performance, and creating a watch list for upcoming earnings. And make sure you keep tuning in weekdays following a market trading session at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Take care and God bless.